BlackRock, REITs, and Lordstown Motors stock price. What do they all have in common? Watch this video and you'll find out. Hi, this is MXUX. I just want to go through a little background on BlackRock. We've got here Zacks. Weak market performance to hurt BlackRock's Q1 earnings. BlackRock set to record first quarter results. Its revenues and earnings are expected to witness year-over-year declines. And then here is the earnings announcement for BlackRock, April 14th before the bell. So that's what we have there. So that is really coming up soon. And all this timing is, I think, fairly critical for what's going on with LEX. Okay, this is a long-term stock chart. This is BlackRock. It's up slightly today, but you can see this is probably a 10-year chart? Anyway, this is the most recent here. This is March to April. And as you can see, we've got a big giant drawdown right here on April 17th. And a bit of a bounce back. And then we're going flat into where we are today. So that's what the stock is looking like. This is a major, look at that. I mean, that's as high as, that's as high as the volume has been on this stock, and that is a negative volume. That is major. Anyway, and the timing of that is, when is that? That's like March 17th, it looks like. Something like that. Now, this is just an SEC filing. This is from 2012. The point here is that BlackRock funds, BlackRock U.S. Real Estate Securities Strategy Fund. So this is one of many, I would imagine, filings they have on this. This is a Real Estate Securities Strategy Fund investment objective of BlackRock U.S. Real Estate Strategies Fund is to seek total return comprised of long-term capital income. Anyway, the point is BlackRock's pretty big time into the real estate game. And we know that with the rise in rates, all the real estate, and especially commercial real estate, is under a lot of pressure. And BlackRock is having its share of issues with these REITs. Now, here are three REITs. I don't know if I think these may comprise the whole thing. I'm not sure. Of course, this is a big company, but they are involved in these REITs. That's a global REIT, which seems to track an index composed of global real estate equities in developed and emerging markets. Ooh boy. Now, iShares Core US seeks to track the investment results of an index composed of U.S. real estate equities. So, there you go. That's another sore spot there. And the Cohen & Steers REIT seeks to track the investment results of an index composed of U.S. real estate investment trusts. So that's kind of a index fund of REITs there, of overall REITs. Anyway, the point is, this is, quite an exposure to real estate, which is on tenterhooks right now with the massive Fed rate hike. Some of this is residential real estate, and some of it is commercial real estate. The Conventional real estate, of course, the prices are falling. There's probably unrealized losses there. That's the residential real estate. The commercial real estate, as Hedgeye said, just coming up here in the next, this quarter or the beginning of next quarter, there's going to be a storm of mortgage renewals. They renew these commercial real estate things. They have short mortgages on them, and the rates on them are going to go up from 2% to 6%, and some of them aren't going to be viable as investments anymore. And usually when that happens, they just hand in the keys to the bank, and anyway, this is all pretty bad right now. So they're facing some potential issues. Let's put it that way, old BlackRock. Now, this is from January 5th, 2023. BlackRock's UK property fund delays withdrawals again. So what's happening is, these holders, whoever they are in these funds, whether it's a pension fund or individuals or whatever, they want to withdraw money, and as part of the agreement for entering into this fund, they can limit withdrawals. So this is delays, property delays, withdrawals again. This has been going on, I think, at least since October last year. I mean, as soon as the Fed really started, rate hikes really started going, they have been limiting withdrawals from these funds. And this indicates that they don't have enough assets or liquid assets to pay these withdrawals. Certainly not liquid assets within these REITs, because the property market is just in the toilet worldwide. And then just a little older one. This is from October 22. BlackRock Schroders hit property investors with restrictions to stem pension client estimate. The asset managers imposed limits on withdrawals as pension funds seek to reduce exposure to real estate. So again, they're talking here about stemming pension client exodus. I think there's pretty obviously a cash flow issue involved here. Liquid assets within these REITs is probably zero right now, because they're limiting, so they're restricting withdrawals. The REITs they're investing in are restricting withdrawals, so it's a double restriction. So that's what they're looking at. So in this next section, I want to try to go over some dates and times and show how macro events can also influence a stock price. And in this case, it's Lordstown EV Corporation. See what you think. Okay, so this is Reuters. This is March 7, 2023. BlackRock sees a reasonable chance of Fed raising rates to 6%. And there is BlackRock's Chief Investment Officer, Rick Reeder. And March 7th, the U.S. Federal Reserve could raise interest rates to 6% and keep them there for an extended period of time. So the chairman of the board of BlackRock also mentioned that they were going to start pursuing a new investment strategy after this position was announced. So there you go. Synchronicity in timing, eh? Now, this is just a summary. I'm going to just click over to the original document so you can see the original. But this is an April 6, 2023 filing. Ownership of 5% or less of class, if this statement is to be filed, blah, blah, blah. The reporting person has ceased to be the beneficial owner of more than 5% of the class of securities. Check the following. They checked it. The amount beneficially owned looks like 118 million shares, I think. The percent of the class of stock is 4.9%. So that's almost a 5% ownership. Date of which the event requires the filing of this statement, and that is March 31st. So this was filed on April 6th. March 31st is the event, and this is a sale by BlackRock of Lordstown Motors. So it looks like BlackRock liquidated out to perhaps raise some liquidity, reduce some risk, reduce the risk profile perhaps. But this has been a very big, I believe this is one of the main causes of the drop in the stock price of Lordstown Motors. I think the actions of BlackRock are based on their REIT investments and their risk profile going into earnings, and I think that they have just decided, to reduce all their risk holdings, and I'm not so sure that this is based on any particular activity by Lordstown Motors. It may be, but I think the coincidence between the REIT problems, the interest rates, the halting of withdrawals from the REIT funds they have, their earnings coming up, all of these things are what forced this decision, I believe. And that is the point I'm trying to make, is this drop in the stock price of Lordstown Motors, in spite of the news I've been reporting, which has been pretty positive on Lordstown Motors and the start of the new project with the MIH platform, and all the other things that are going on. I think this goes a long way to explain the drop in the stock price, and I think it's incidental. Is that the right word? Incidental to the performance of Lordstown Motors. I think that this is a purely financial decision, and I think that BlackRock and Hedgeye, again, I'll mention again, has made a major point of these REIT holdings. They are not liquid, and they are going to drop like a stone. And you can see they're limiting withdrawals. They have to raise cash to backstop these. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, are we looking at a big bailout here? Anyway, let's just move on. I want to show you the formal filing. Okay, here's the formal filing, and you can look this up on NASDAQ. This is a Schedule 13G. I'm not a finance person. You finance nerds can make comments on this. And Lordstown Motors Corporation is the issuer of the stock. This is Rule 13D-1B. Names of reporting person, BlackRock, and aggregate amount beneficially owned by each reporting person. What's that? 118 million percent of class represented by amount is 4.9%. So, again, the dates previously mentioned, and the filing of this was on the 31st, and you can see the result of this filing, and I do believe that this has played a major role, and again, I don't know if there's I can make a case here for this not being directly related to the performance or opportunities presented by Lordstown Motors. I think this is probably the event that has driven the stock price down below $1. Quite simply, again, I think this is a financial move by BlackRock, de-risking, raising cash, so forth. They're going to be facing some headwinds in their REIT department. Okay, now looking at a chart of Lordstown Motors here, and let's just move our pointer to 3.8. This is 3.8. This would be the start of this sell-off by BlackRock, and as you can see, the price is dropping, and the volume is negative, and you can see here, and if we move this pointer to 329, right here, you can see that this is 329. We've got the price down to 58 cents. So it's from on 3.8. The price is $1.04. Okay, $1.13 actually, to March 29, which is right about here, and that price is okay. We got a price there of 79 cents. So anyway, that's my analysis. We had a large spike, a buy spike here, and we've been in decline since then. So anyway, I think that makes a case for this BlackRock 5. I mean, look at that negative. Look at that red volume. Look at look at, what is this, MACD here? That's the momentum, and this is standard deviation, and you can see when we get to this 322 and 328.29. Okay, so you can see this is it's outside it's above it's the standard deviation is high there. So anyway, and I'm not sure what this is. This is the money flow, and this is stable. Again, what they were going to want to do is trickle this out and not do a spike. Anyway, that's my analysis on that. Maybe you guys got some comments on that. Now, just going over a historic price of ride stock, you can see that it starts going below $1. Right, I mean, there are some dips below $1, but the price is holding up here. And then right on March 3rd, the price goes below $1 and pretty much stays below that. Now remember, March 29th is listed as the action. If we go forward, so you see from that point on, we have a price below $1. And I think that, and where is our ending date here? 329, I believe. We're down to 65 cents. So, and it's been holding below then, but the point I'm making here, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, they had to dispose of 5% of the stock. So they're certainly this is my opinion, they're certainly not going to sell 5% of the stock in one go, and these volume figures here show that that isn't the case. And so I do believe that they started at the beginning of March, and they sold throughout, put downward pressure on the stock, and were the prime reason. Again, I don't believe this is, I'm making a case that this isn't related to anything that's going on at Lordstown. This is what's going on at BlackRock. Anyway, that's the way I see it. Maybe one of you guys want to add up all these numbers and see if these volumes coincide with the BlackRock position. I don't have the time to do that, but that is, I think, at least part. I am of the opinion that this is the majority cause of the drop in price of Ride stock. You can say Steve Burns' disposal of his shares contributed, but I believe Steve Burns was very careful because he did not want to harm the stock price. He trickled his sales through. So, again, looks like March 3rd to the 29th is when BlackRock dumped this stock and sunk Lordstown stock price below $1. Again, I don't believe this is related to Lordstown Motors opportunities. Hi, this is MXUX. Just wrapping up this video. Just trying to show here how macro can influence a stock price and how everything isn't totally visible at the time it's happening. Now, of course, BlackRock did dispose of, quite a bit of stock. I don't know. I don't know if there's any way we could find out if BlackRock was shorting this stock as well. That's certainly a possibility. I think, if they wanted to raise, I don't know if that's true, but if they wanted to raise capital or liquidity, of course, selling the stock and shorting it at the same time would be one way of doing it. I'm not saying they did that, but anyway, this is MXUX. I hope you liked the video, and good luck in the market.